Good morning and welcome to this fingraphs.com podcast on Dukascopy TV. Today we're going to review cryptocurrencies following the strong rally last week. To do so, we'll use a mosaic of different assets on our fingraphs.com platform. On this mosaic, we have Bitcoin, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and regional banks in the US on a weekly basis and on an hourly basis. Why did we choose to integrate regional banks here? Because we actually went through a whole database and tried to find assets which were in the same acceleration dynamic as cryptocurrencies at the moment. And eventually what came out was the KRI regional bank ETF in the US. The explanation behind that is probably that both assets are currently in a strong momentum following interest rates up. And so we believe it could be a good comparison to try to understand what kind of timing we're looking at in terms of the current acceleration on cryptocurrencies. What we can say is that for now, our long-term weekly graphs on Bitcoin and Ethereum are still heading up. They're very much an exaggeration. They're beyond our envelopes. But in terms of targets, we're sort of getting there towards our impulsive 2 targets on Bitcoin on this weekly graph. And that was in the high 40,000s. And the Ethereum is still in impulsive mode. So it could still make it up to our impulsive 2 targets over the next few quarters. Just a slight divergence on the ratio of Ethereum versus Bitcoin. We think it built the base on this weekly chart between late 2019 and late last year, and that it is now in an uptrend. And over the next few quarters, we would expect Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin. It has accelerated quite strongly since the beginning of the year, a bit of a setback last week, but we believe this uptrend is still underway and the risk index is still well below the overbought zone. So we're still positive on Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and we feel that there is some strong potential over the next few quarters. So it's rather a medium-term projection. Now, let's get into the comparison we chose, which was the KRI regional banking ETF. And as we can see, it is also seeing a very, very strong acceleration. And that acceleration is slowly getting overbought here. But in terms of targets and timing, there's a bit more to go. And if we look at the daily here, if we zoom into the daily, the risk index is not yet overbought. It's getting there, but it's not yet overbought. In terms of timing, there's a bit more left. In terms of potential, slightly more. But it seems like there's probably another month to go here in terms of upside momentum. Looking at the hourly, also in an uptrend, not overbought yet, seeing a slight consolidation here, but will probably accelerate higher over the next few weeks and probably move up another 5 to 10%. So if this is the correct analog at the moment for cryptocurrencies, it seems like there's another month to go to the upside on them. Now let's look at them, and first at the daily graph of Bitcoin. It has reached our impulsive 2 targets to the upside here, so that's quite compelling. But we do think that there's more to go here, probably into late February, March. And in terms of targets, we've pretty much reached those targets now. So let's look at the hourly, where we do have a bit more leeway, strong acceleration here over the last week or so. And for now, our impulsive targets to the upside are pointing to possibly the 54,000 mark over the next few weeks. So a bit of an overbought situation here, maybe a slight consolidation here, but it's very hard to catch. Buying the dips is really an art on cryptocurrencies. And in general, another few weeks of uptrend here and possibly going up to the mid 50,000s. Looking at Ethereum, a strong exaggeration here on the daily graph beyond our impulsive 2 targets to the upside and getting a bit overbought on the risk index, but the momentum is still very, very strong here. And in terms of targets, we'll probably rely here, hourly chart, which is not yet overbought either, probably has a bit more to go. It's still in an uptrend, has reached our impulsive targets. But if we do calculate impulsive 2 targets to the upside, we have about 550 points of volatility, which we add to this range here, which is impulsive up, so into impulsive 2. And that could lead us up to 2,200 and possibly up to 2,400 on Ethereum over the next few weeks. Just a slight remark, which I think is interesting. Ethereum is on the verge of taking out an ounce of gold in terms of prices, and this could happen over the next few days. While if you think about Bitcoin, around 50,000, it probably corresponds to 1 to 2 carat flawless investment grade diamonds. So these are interesting comparisons in terms of valuation. We wish you a very good week of trading, and see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much.